Moo and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pinktron. I am Brent Robinson, and I'm joined today by John Keenan. John, what are you drinking?
I have some big milk product, Fairlife 30-gram protein, high quality chocolate recovery drink.
Yeah, we'll talk about what you're recovering from in a second. We also have Stef. Stef, what are you drinking?
No, currently two drinks. I have like a red fruit drink smoothie thing and the trusty Fanta Lab.
Nice. And we have Craig Martin. Craig, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a non-alcoholic IPA from Partake Brewing.
I've had Partake a few times. Is that one good?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. And it looks like we've also got Sean Fogenberg as he finishes a big swig. Sean, what are you drinking?
I've got a Pomelo pink lemonade kombucha.
That sounds very tasty. And I have an Okanagan cider, crisp apple cider, which does have alcohol in it. So maybe I'm the odd man out, but I did a race today.
Absolutely.
So let's, I don't know, I got no greasy transition here. I'm totally lost, but I did a race. It was HSRL. So let's get into HSRL race one. John and Steph and I raced in the same category for probably the first time ever, as I have not raced. I just checked with Power today since May 30th. So all of June, all of July, and first 9 days or 7 days of August, no racing for me. I was demoted to a C because I also put on like 3 kilograms since then. So that was fun. In the C's for
So watts per kilo is the watts down, the kilos up. Good
yeah.
stuff.
Although I did do I did have really good sprint power actually on the first sprint.
Fresh legs will do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like extra little weight on the pedals. Doesn't hurt either. So yeah, the course was Neokyo All Nighter, which is I don't know. It's got 4 sprints. It's all the flat bits in Neokyo, and then like you start with the castles. I think that's castle forward from the parking lot through the park. Is castle park sprint forward, or is that reverse?
Reverse on
think
with
that's
power.
Oh, it's reverse on with power. Okay, reverse, and then we went to. I thought for sure we go straight into alley, but no, we actually get a bit more break after that. You do some more bits, and then you come back through
Then
alley
the
reverse.
self started.
Yeah, and then it's alley reverse, and then it's castle park forward, which is like the down through the castle and out the park sprint, and then right away into tower sprint, then a little more rest, and then up the rooftop KOM, and then down the rooftop KOM, and another two, like I guess almost 4K to the
4K.
finish from there. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. So,
looks like sprints 2, 3, 4 happen within like 3 kilometers.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Our entire C group blew apart in that section.
Yeah, I think that's about fair. I mean, I can't really say how it went in the other groups because yeah, there was the three of us were in the C group. The D's were on um Discord with us, so I kind of got a sense that they didn't they might have broken apart even at the first sprint. It sounded a little bit like I couldn't quite tell, but for sure I think they broke up on that same batch. And yeah, the C's. Did you
So
guys drop at the alley, Steph and John?
after Ali, there was indeed a split. People tried to recover, tailgate and run, and then some people went through it. I think I was dropped with John. Chris was with me. I think Stuart Evans. After Castle, we sprinted, and then Chris went away, and I think I rode with John, Stewart, Ollie, Simon Lambert, a couple of third people, various groups. But yeah,
It
it
was
broke apart there.
it was a big, almost all herd group. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was we were stretched out, but I think the thing that just crushed it was when the bees rolled through and half the group went with them and we didn't.
yeah. We had a group of five, and I think Simon and Stewart went with them. think Ollie got dropped. Stuart went back to us. I think
Yeah,
he
Stuart definitely backpedaled.
a couple of times because he was first with our group on rooftop, and then you dropped me on the final section of rooftop. He waited until the next group with Ollie. I went backwards to that group as well. So yeah, I think he got his points with the sprints and probably didn't see. Well, doesn't really matter if I finish like 15th or 21st. I don't know. Was interesting. But I got top 10 on all the sprints, so not too bad.
Nice.
So, John, I gotta ask, you finished 9 seconds ahead of that group?
Yeah, I smashed everybody at the last quarter of the climb, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Well, they're behind me by like 10 seconds. Can I hold this?" And a couple of bees kind of rolled through, so I just like power up to kind of hang on to them for another, minute, and I was able to just stretch it and stretch it. So yeah, I was
Nice.
a little
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah, it was 10
Panache.
seconds. It was like 10,
Panache.
yeah, I was 10 seconds behind the group, and I made the decision. Well, I'll wait for that group
Yeah,
to ride with somebody.
Well, that's like the fun, like it was a really good HSRL race because like right at the bottom of rooftop KOM, the B's, C's, and D's all came together. And the
nice.
D's were like in front and the B's were right before the bottom of the climb. And I actually like that's one of the reasons I kind of really blew up on the climb is the B's were coming through and I like actually put like a surge in to try and like kind of like speed up and catch on to the B's as they were like going into the climb. But I did not have the legs to hold that for like more than 30 seconds. So I like flared out in a big hurry. But I was hoping I'd like kind of like push into the B's and then like gap the other C guys who maybe wouldn't be paying attention if there's some weaker guys in that top group of 10 or so. But did not have the legs to make that strategy stick today.
That one B group, I think, caught our little group, herd group, right at the riser until the railway. So yeah, that's why it split up because a couple of people went with it, and me and John and a couple of others just couldn't keep on that. Yeah.
And I'm not even sure we caught the fastest D. Like this Sherry Townsend who had the fastest time at 41:04 in the D's. I don't think we caught them. I think she
Yeah,
was first.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
She's a climber for sure.
Because I think I finished in the group with Dominic Harrison. I think even let those guys go close to the end. I was like,
Yeah.
I was trying to make a catch. There was a couple guys really close to in front of me. Wall and Kaz were like, I got them down to like 3 seconds, and I was trying to like drag like a couple D's with me, and then like kind of like do like a 30-second, 40-second push, and then like sit behind. But those D's were not pedaling hard enough to like keep the momentum, and then my pushes were too much, and then eventually like I'll fine. You guys just go ahead. I'm done here.
Yeah, it seemed like the front D groups were like 15 seconds in front of you, Brent, if I look at Swift Power. No, Sherry's even 25 seconds. Yeah, she was cooking her.
Yeah, I think she was in the next group. Like I think Kaz and Wall were in a B group even.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of B's in there that they came through me right after the top of the KOM, and I tried to keep up with them down the KOM, and I didn't have anything for that either. No, by the time I got to the top of the KOM, I was really struggling.
Yeah,
first time on the bike.
And Ernst with his big robot Ford at the finish for the D's. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going through Steven Ernst on the climb. Close to the top of the climb. But yeah, like that's a super fun. That's what the kind of HSRL is all about, as part of that gamemanship and strategy, right?
Yeah.
There's a faster group. Can I just like if I just like put a little effort in here, can I hold these like fast wheels and gap these guys and then hold that gap till the end? Like it's a really good course for that. Good spread. Good job, Maryline, and getting the spread out of the categories to make the matchup all right at that climb and stuff. Made for good, interesting racing. And like good strategy, like especially with the triple sprint, like there's a little bit of you can't quite go all out on all three sprints that close. So it's a little bit like Well, yeah, you can, but you're not actually going all out by the third one.
Yeah, yeah, and it was fun. It was trying not really pure tail gunning, but you could see the suspects. Every Hurt Rider was in that last last section of the C group,
Yeah.
bunching them together. It was fun to see.
Well, and I know for sure on Alley, like I definitely pulled back a little to know
Yeah,
that I gotta like be able to like not only make this sprint, but I gotta like make the next sprint and like hold the group and everything. And they definitely
yeah,
that group in the front put on some watts to get from the end of
yeah,
Alley to that Castle Park sprint. Like they went for it
yeah,
to break it.
definitely. Yeah,
So
Oh,
I went a bit.
that's not the long direction valley. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Long enough.
it's the
Yeah, it's like
downhill version of the alley, but yeah. Yeah, I went on that first two sprints. I went a bit too early. Was way at the front, starting basically letting everybody out. And indeed, you could see people did a strategy indeed after Ali. People trying to recover, but yeah, then you saw, like Brent said, a group pushing through, and you have to really push it, and broke apart a bit there.
Yeah, so if you're one of the stronger riders, do you think that it is worthwhile to try and split things there?
mm,
I don't think so. I think it's going to split on the climb. If you're one of the stronger riders, you're going to climb away.
yeah, that's just it. I don't think anyone who was pushing that pace, like they dropped people, but they didn't drop anyone who's gonna beat them anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it. Maybe it saved, like maybe it moved them. Like I ended up finishing sixth, so maybe a guy like if the guy who finished fifth, the guy who finished fourth, like they pushed that and like managed to get a few points off me at the next sprint. Maybe could be
Maybe.
close.
Bikes neutralized in this, or is this open?
No, it's open. I think.
Oh, is it?
I
I thought they
think.
were neutralized.
I took the
I
Pinarello
Um,
think.
Dogma because I want to get that goofy looking legend bike or whatever it's called.
I don't know if it was not because I
Sorry,
was just.
let me look
I think.
again. I think it's open bike, open wheel, but no upgrades, isn't it?
Oh, no
Okay.
upgrades. Yeah.
No, no. Okay. Well,
So I this may be one of the few races where the Tron is maybe the right choice.
Is the Tron that much more arrow than the?
Nope, it's not.
Isn't that
Uh,
because what's the new King bike? The Spesh.
So it's
the
the
SL8.
SL8 S spec, whatever it is.
Tarmac.
So that with the new disc wheels is both lighter and faster.
Really on the flats.
Yep.
Okay.
Nope. There is no reason to use the Tron if you're past whatever level 39 or whatever it is that you can get those the new disc wheel from the new DT Swiss one.
well, I have the non-disc version of that with the two sets of new wheels, but
Yeah,
still
and
to port to get to the discs.
that non-disc DT Swiss one is by far the best of the rest.
And it actually looks like it may be the Aerode. The Aerode 2024 is actually the fastest on the flat,
Yeah,
the DT Swiss.
by a tiny margin, but if
Yeah.
you look at the climb here, just take the SL8. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
What's
Yeah.
the point of the Tron then?
None. Well, so you can get the Tron before you can get that.
Well, my vision with the tarmac is late. I'm about now 200 kilometers from level 5, so I'm still trying to fully upgrade that one.
Oh yeah, like for the upgrades, like I've got the max SL8, so anytime upgrades are available, like Tron is not not useful at all. But it does seem a little odd that they have made the Tron unrideable essentially.
Yes.
think the only time I switched off the tarmac SLA was when I was doing some climb portals to switch to the ATOS to do those upgrades with for the elevation. And I bloody missed my stupid DD hat because I thought at the beginning of the day on Monday until the end of the day, and apparently somewhere it closed, so I couldn't do my Ford portal and get the stupid DD hat off. The imposter hurts kit.
That's the black and red one with the squirrel on the back.
Yeah.
I saw someone
Yeah.
riding that today. I was like,
And you were like, oh,
I find
her.
it really confusing when I
is.
ride and I saw, oh, it's not a hard ride, and I think, oh no, it's a fake one.
Yeah.
And what do you have to do to get the squirrel again? The squirrel in your pocket?
It's a number of weeks and turn
It's
on the fun. Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
ride every week for a streak. Yeah.
I think it's 12 weeks or something like that, or even more. Forgot
You really just need to turn it on in settings if you've been riding.
Yeah, that also, but
It was fun. I liked seeing all the little squirrels in front of me. I was like, damn, I need to get myself a squirrel. I gotta get back into this stuff.
yeah, I'm on like a week streaks 53, and it probably should have been like way higher because I lost that streak last year because I went on 2 week holiday. If we had back then the outdoor rides counting, it would have been even a bigger streak.
Fun.
But
all right. I think that's all we can say about HSRL. Race one's in the books. Get out there and get your races in, peeps. I think Chris is gonna be mad because he finished second and I took like 2 points off him. Oh, I guess he wouldn't have got him anyway. He's 8 points back.
Lost by 8 points, so
yeah, I wouldn't have got 8 points off him.
No, probably not.
Yeah, those two are cooking lights. Like the winner was 4-4-4-4-4, Chris 4-3-6, and the third one, DCAS 4-4-0-1. So they were like 30 points ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
True.
So herd beginner races, it looks like we are park perimeter loop 3 laps. So that is on the long side at 29K.
All the different subcategories are doing all that.
I
think the lowest probably 201.
It's hard to tell. I'm looking at Zwift Power right now, not actually Zwift. So
I will look in companion app.
Yeah.
So that for the E category, that seems a bit much.
It really
I was
does.
just gonna say.
Yeah, D and E only 2 laps.
Yeah, I was expecting.
So any racing score 225 or less, you do 2 laps.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes good sense.
I was about to say even even 1 lap, but that's only 9 kilometers, so would have been a very short race. But even then, park perimeter loop is still for beginners. It could be a challenging route because it's New
lumpy.
York. It's New York. It's you don't touch the glass roads, but you pretty much do everything else, including Harlem Hill at like a third of the way in the loop, but it's up and down all the way. And you have that kicker uphill sprint kick thing in that direction.
That's your percentage.
Yeah, so the sprint is actually downhill. Or so it's this uphill to this finish, but
yeah.
Sorry, now I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, not don't mean the
sprint.
The sprint in that direction is in the downhill version, but you finish at the lap end.
Yeah. Okay.
So is HBR the only thing that people are riding that actually affects Zwift racing score anymore? I feel like most of the other series have abandoned it. Like I rode the chasing tour.
Yep.
Every race is a scratch race. Didn't affect anything.
Why not?
They
Because they're
just
not
they
using
turned it
ZR.
off. They don't
Yeah,
like it.
so they've turned it off for any race not using ZRS categorization, because if you're not using ZRS categories,
Oh,
then you end up with some funky effects.
oh.
Um,
So like
so,
is like even so HSRL, like what does HSRL use?
so we're
But
using the old category enforcement categories right now.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's strange with the chasing tour or acro thing because yeah, Velo is affected probably, and yeah, it's another model, but it's still also results based in a sense. So it's weird that yeah, ZRS isn't affected with those.
This is our new like news slash around the horn topic. Is do we think that like shattering up all the categorizations is a good thing?
Well, before we get there,
Let's start.
I've got the Stampede Challenge to
Oh
cover
yeah,
here.
right.
Yeah,
So
let's start.
yeah. So the August Stampede Challenge is on Mountain Mash. We have just under 40 people that have done it so far. So Ernst is leading in the D's. Shifty second in the C's. So yeah, no, where it's going pretty well. Certainly the numbers are lower than they were on Macaron for July. Funny
Well,
enough.
but that
International
this
Live.
this also isn't enforced to be ridden by HSRL, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there was a pretty big all those extra time slots too, and everybody doing HSRL wrote it. Yeah, so that was a pretty big one, but yeah, I think still just
And even outside that, the normal slots for the macaron route were still pretty popular.
yeah, and some of
Well,
And I did,
it's the all the route chasers. It's a it's there's not a lot of events on it for as an event only route, and it's short.
and
So
everybody loves a 3K TT.
I apparently
I do.
me too, but man, it hurts. Because I did it twice and improved.
Are you looking at the VTTA adjusted standings or what are you looking at?
So both are there.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was looking at the normal one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the VTTA, I did that because somebody asked for it. It doesn't work quite right, but the data is there if somebody wants to look at it. So I figured I'd leave it there.
have
So,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that.
I'm actually pretty excited about this route as like I feel like I had a pretty big bump in fitness from chasing tour,
Yep.
and this is a nice. Unfortunately, it won't be quite 20 minutes, but a nice way to get a 20-ish minute max power
Just
test
turn
in.
left and keep going up the radio tower.
Yep,
Mm.
right. Turn right.
Um, you have to first take a U-turn
Oh,
because
right. I forgot it's that way. Yes, you're right.
Yep.
yeah, I did
Yeah.
finish the other side of the it's going
Yeah.
down epic forward the down.
Yeah, just have to keep going for a bit on the downhill past the banner.
Yeah.
You might
Until
be close
the
to
bike
20
goes
minutes. The
down.
fastest C is 18, and then the next fastest is Shifty at 20:08. So you'll be
I've raced this. Well, one, I'm not a C anymore.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh,
snap.
yeah. My 20 minutes is probably going to be around 3.5 or 3.6. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it's going to be under 20. I've done this. I did this when it came out in Zwift Games last year,
Mhm.
and did it in like 19 something in that.
Yeah. Anyway, I figured it was a good route. Haven't really done something like haven't done that one in either. I think we did it in Mountain
It-
Goats maybe once, but I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's the
but
only time it's ever been done in a herd series. So I figured
Yeah.
yeah, I've done that. I think that was my fastest time when it was mountain. the mountain goats.
Would have made a good climber's gambit route, except for the fact that there is no
Oh,
segment.
segments. Yes.
The whole thing has it. I mean, it
Well,
is
you
essentially
what we do now is you can say it's a combination of Stampedes
yeah.
meets Climbers Gambit, because you have that 1 kilometer downhill to start, but everything else is just the climb.
Average gradient of 5.9%. Yeah. Bring your
Yep.
lightest bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
full-
is. I think
Yeah,
that is
full-
a climbing bike. But
Yeah, especially with that final section of Epic KOM, it goes to 9-10%. You have a couple of downhill sections, but yeah.
But for a lot of us, our climber bike is the fully upgraded SL8.
which is also your aero bike or all round. So
Mhm.
yes. Again, I say Zwift has broken the bike recommendation game. Yeah.
At fully upgraded, I think the ATOS is still probably better than the SL8.
It would
but
be,
yeah.
but I don't think I have a single upgrade level on my Athos yet.
Yeah.
I got to level 2, but 21:39 is my best time on that route, and yeah, it's on the mountain ash route, in mountain goats. I mean,
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right, everybody get out, race Swift.
Yeah. Well, so we have a couple things in the news and round the horn to talk about here. Several of them interrelated. Because we had Pack Dynamics 5 turned on for everything now. Anybody who was complaining about it in HSRL, I laugh at them because it's been on. It was on for the whole last series as well.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Mario Lane said something. We were one of the. I think she didn't say anything because I think she was told or something like that, just
Yeah.
to keep it quiet, to see how people would, if people would notice, like Swift has done it in the past as well. With
It did seem odd in this race though. Like it had put 3 or 4 people over in the gutter, and then there'd be a big group, and then they would eventually merge back in. But like
Yeah.
we'd make a turn, and like this little pod would sort of split into one side, and then eventually drift back. So it seemed a
Yeah.
little off.
But like I said, it's been 8 weeks
Yeah,
that it's been on for HSRL. So
and I haven't noticed it. And is that because Makuri or Neokyo is like all windy and twisty, and you're on
yeah, so
curves
Neokyo has always
everywhere?
been a little weird graphics wise. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely reached for my turn a few times, like go to the back of the pack. I'm like, ah, damn it, can't get over there. Stuck over here now.
Started doing HSRL last weekend. I said it in when we were on Discord. That still the reflex of I'm on the side, I want to go in the middle in the draft, but you can't with HSRL. But you have that just reflex if you have with my Zwift Pride to do it. But
otherwise, I don't know. It felt like
I
Swift.
didn't really notice anything else. Yeah.
And if it's doing the same thing that in races I have been doing, I can't really say anything. But like most pack dynamics advances, I would say since 2023, it's awfully marginal changes.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah, no, there are some changes, but all the people that are losing their mind on the Zwift forums about Pack Dynamics 5, and so the one thing that it does seem to do is make it more likely that really big packs will break apart. So you you have to be a lot more careful riding the very back of big packs.
Mm.
Other than that, the rest, it's mostly details. If you ride the same way that, we all kind of learned how to ride, ease off to get into the draft and get behind somebody and all the little tricks before steering that we learned. If you just use those, it works more or less the same.
Sean, you're
And what
pointing
was
at
their
yourself.
goal
You've been
with?
getting dropped.
No, I just that is the way that I ride, which
Oh,
is, you
Yep.
know, essentially last wheel in any size group, and it I don't I don't know if it was on for a lot of the chasing tour. I don't remember when it got turned on, but
I'm not sure it was on for any of it unless they were one of the trials as well and didn't tell anybody, but
yeah.
I don't
Uh,
think so.
I mean, I've it's been on for all of uh, the bots,
Yeah.
and I ride with them regularly, and I don't know, it never saw a huge difference. It is, I do think that there's a bit of uh, need to be more attentive riding like I do.
Yeah.
yeah. Felt a little bit like that today in the thing, but not in a way that is displeasant. Like I think you want that, right?
Yeah.
You want the groups
Mhm.
to break up when they surge, right? Like you got to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's some of that is there's a bit of return of sticky draft as well. It's not exactly the same as the old sticky draft, but it works pretty close. And that I think on PD5 was turned up a little bit. Anyway, so that's PD5. I don't think it's a big difference. I think anybody making a big deal of it is imagining things, honestly.
And am I wrong? They said this sort of the stated objective of PD5 was so we didn't sort of ride through other riders and merge with them, which,
Yeah, they're trying to improve that. I don't
yeah.
think they're trying to eliminate it completely. Actually, PD5, so the current version of Pack Dynamics 5, they backed off on that a little bit because where they had gotten to, it was possible to steer and push somebody completely out of the
Mm,
draft,
okay.
which was fun in
Not,
ladder racing, actually.
If that is also possible in real life.
I was gonna say, not
You're not
unlike real
wrong.
life. Yeah.
You're not
No.
wrong. I participate in a whole sport based around pushing people around and off their line. Yeah. So yeah, it's a yeah, it's I think it's fine. I think it's incremental improvement, and anytime you change it, you're gonna have a couple unintended consequences that are negative for some people, and they'll just keep iterating, and that's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I like the way because Marjolein announced it in our racing chat, but I think it's how Swift is doing it, just testing it with a few people and not announce anything and see how it goes, and then announce it if it's been a while. With like John said with bots, where people most likely would encounter it. And if people don't really notice it, it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it is telling that people only really start complaining once it's announced that something has
Yeah,
changed.
yeah, that's what I was about to say, but it's in effect for a couple of weeks and you didn't notice anything. Now you announce it. Now you complain. Yeah, that's I think the goal of Swift also with saying but yeah, like in all work supplies, people will complain about basically everything.
It's true. It's true. And then now I'm forgetting what we were talking about before pack dynamics that we were saying we were going to do later.
yeah.
No. Well, for the thing is,
Oh,
I tried
racing scores.
Yeah, Zwift Racing Score.
rating scores. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it definitely feels like fewer and fewer and fewer races are using Zwift Racing Score at all. And there are a bunch of good reasons for it. So there's the reason that we don't use it, or we turned it off on herd winter racing because not using ZRS categories basically causes a bunch of really bizarre effects. So yeah, if you're using another system for categorization, you probably shouldn't have ZRS scoring turned on because you'll get those odd little effects. And that's where
Which
it's
which
the
means
whole
that
point
they've
of it.
implemented it badly.
Well, yes and no. I yes,
Yeah.
but
No, yes. I mean it's a Bayesian, like
yeah,
it should account for whatever categorization system there is a an expected outcome for you, an expected outcome distribution based on who you're racing against,
yeah,
and it should update well, but they haven't parameterized it well, and so it does weird stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think the definitely I wonder whether, given what they kind of stopped iterating completely months ago, and there hasn't been any changes. Um, are they just going to finally just adopt Velo?
yeah. I was about to say Velo is the other thing, and that can account for chasing to or winter racing, points racing, whatever. It seemed to work. No, no
Yeah,
matter the parameters you put in it and the amount of the distribution in the group, it finds a way to score everything correctly. And yeah, if the rest can't do it, yeah, it's a flawed system. Then yeah, or
yep. So Sean, I know when you were the same as me when we started actually reading the open skill that they were using. This could work, but
It should work. It should, like, it is
yes, it should work.
actually better than, like, the model that it is based on is better than Velo.
Maybe
No, it, like, 100%,
one.
it is a better, like, if they parameterize it right, it is better. Downside, they don't, like, Velo has years of development
Yeah,
and works already.
yeah. I'm gonna say that the other piece about how where Velo kind of works, I think maybe better in for bike racing, and that's the way that it takes you know every rider and takes every other rider as a series of one-on-one matches. So you end up with a lot of data out of one race where I think part of the problem for using open skill is there's just not enough data where a lot of people only race once a week or once every couple of weeks. So I think that's part of the challenge in getting the parameters right. And I think that might be where Velo fits the problem a little better. No, Sean
It's
needs to go back and look at open skill again.
no, I mean it that is essentially how open skill works. It
Yeah,
is essentially how those things work. But they're doing it based on distributions rather than,
yeah,
you know, and so yeah, like I totally, like, I understand the how open skill works, and
yeah,
it is such a beautiful system
yeah,
if parameterized well.
yeah,
But they and I follow the Zwift Racing app Discord pretty closely, and the developer there is actually still asking for feedback from the community about, like, what things Zwift needs to update to get or the Zwift Racing score working well. So at least from there, it still feels like, you know, Zwift is developing it, but they don't show any changes. They do, like, this is just one of those, we're moving on Zwift time, and it is really frustrating to see but I mean it's very Zwift to see the implementation of something that could work really well that is and this is, it's a corporation, right? They give the minimum viable product and then they move on to something else. Uh, and it turns out that the minimum viable product here is not useful.
Not viable.
No.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of the problem is just that like the people like the racing community on Zwift is so diverse, right? You got like the super elite A pluses that are in it, and then you've got guys like us who are kind of in the middle of the pack who we're athletic enough and we race once in a while and we kind of can get into it, and then you've got like you know uh, I'm not trying to like listen, you should if you're on Zwift and you're doing good, but like you got like 60-year-old grandmothers and 7-year-old grandmothers who are on
Yeah.
there, they're racing. Like, fair enough. God bless you. Please do it. But trying to like apply a ranking methodology to those people and like someone who's a 28-year-old like national level cyclist in Europe, like that's a really tough challenge to apply and come up with one score that slots all these people in between. Like I think
Yeah,
that
It
might be
is,
part of
but
the
I
issue.
mean, these types of things get used for, you know,
Like League of
online
Legends and stuff.
games that
Yeah.
there are these aliens who are so good at the thing to people who are totally casuals.
Yeah.
And you get a good ranking where everyone is happy with where their ranking is at and feels like it is an accurate representation of where they're at.
So
Like,
Yeah,
Rocket,
but
Those
I play
how
some
does
Rocket
that?
League. It's incredibly good how close, and if they re-rank, so that's the other thing is they re-rank every whatever couple of months or whatever it is. And within, an hour of playing, you play your 10 matches or whatever, all of a sudden you're right there and it's, win one, lose one, win one, lose one for the rest of the 2 months.
Is it used in anything athletic? I guess I mean I race once or twice a week, and some weeks, like yesterday, I had the great fortune of doing a VO2 max test in the lab with a crazy 20-degree treadmill stuff. So today was a challenge where, I might have raced differently if I had not done that yesterday. So, uh, and that would presumably affect my ranking, but I don't know. It seems like there are other variables with, and like if you're playing tennis or whatever the sport is relative to like a video game. I mean, there's a concentration piece. I guess if you don't sleep well and you're not rested, you lose concentration. But it seems like it's like some days I'm on it and some days I'm not on it, even relative to what I feel is my normal range of uh, capability.
well, that's kind of what I was thinking too, John, is yeah, it's a lot different like when if you're doing like show me it working on squash or 10K running times or all kinds of other things like that that are more
Right.
like and again like I mean you could say like in video games like that there's stuff, but I guarantee in those video games like the bell curve of like age and computer savvy and whatever is going to be a lot tighter than on Zwift in terms of like bike ability. I'm sure of it. Like I'm sure those tails
Mhm.
on Zwift are very, very fat about like the guys who are like the like super elites and the like I just want to ride at 100 watts for and maybe they don't do many races, but you know what I mean. Like there's a few of them
Mhm.
out there. So yeah. And again, yeah, the same thing with athleticism, right? Like you just said, Craig, in an hour, how many games of Rocket League do you play an hour? Like five?
Oh, no, closer to 15, maybe.
Mhm.
They're
You
like
could
three
probably
minutes a
squeeze,
match. Oh.
you might squeeze in 20. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
like yeah, you get 20 iterations to
Yeah.
test against people in cycling. Like yet nobody races barely 5 times a week. You just talked about how crazy I was when I was doing it. So you get a lot less
Yeah.
repetitions to go through. Plus you have teams and stuff too in Rocket League. It's not 1v all every
Mhm.
race. So
That was the
anyway.
other the other place where Zwift Racing score was changing was a team thing. It was ladder races, and I think that is no longer changing either. Am I wrong?
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it was for a while. They enabled it, I
Yep.
think, and then it went away again.
So for a while, all of my races have been ladder races, HSRL, chasing. Like I have the only change I have had in my Swift Racing score was from a all-time best 5-minute power. Like
Yeah. I
For
think
me, it changed as well because last week I did two back-to-back Swift races, and it was the first time I think my Swift racing score went changed in months. Because, like I said, I was also doing ladder and other stuff that wasn't affecting it.
yeah. I did a DBR Tuesday, the Danish bike riders race, just because I was on vacation. Uh, Went up 14 points with a second.
Hmm.
Yeah, I went up. I think in that race I went like from my first race from like 256 to like 280 something. So I went up quite a while. Also bumped up my velo score, but like 100 points because I did an all a year best or 5 minute power. So yeah.
uh the one I am interested in doing the Z Racing series this month, which is what is it called? The kick and sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all the routes with like a short, sharp climb somewhere near the finish, but then finishes on a flat sprint. And I'm like, perfect. This is what I want.
Yeah,
And
I
that
think
should affect ZRS.
And they're
yeah,
scratch races, right, Sean?
Yep.
They're not taking
yeah,
points.
the
Yeah.
whole scratch races. Yeah, it's the last stage last week. It was Hell of the North with a finish up Petite KOM, so it was
Hmm.
right up my alley. Just a 6-7 minutes full effort.
I mean, I don't even know how to check my Zwift racing score anymore.
Just on your
Canyon
profile. And
or
Swift
Swift
Power,
Power.
But how do you check like the historical ones? Remember, you used to like pull up the race and it used to show you.
Yeah, it's hard to
yeah,
find a history.
that is a problem also. You don't have like Velo, you don't have a historical, you can't see. You have the plugin on Swift Power where you can see how it changes, but you don't have any indication how you did or how it's affected over the months like you have on Velo. You can see your entire history, how your Velo score moved. So yeah.
Minimum
Another
viable
thing
product,
that
Sean.
will be Zune, right? Like
Yep.
I still had fun today. And I
Good.
exercised.
Yeah, that was a good race. Was good
We missed
fun.
you, Brent.
Was some good type 2 fun, but it was fun seeing a bunch of people. Like we had, I think, if I looked at the scores, we had like 9 Earth people in our C race, a couple of in the D race, and then we have like 10 people from C and D category on Swift on Discord, just chatting in between efforts. Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome. I think maybe on that note, we'll say thank you to Sean Fogelberg. Thank you to Craig Martin. Thank you to John Keenan. Thank you to Stef Etjen. Thank you to everyone doing herd races and listening along at home. Enjoy your races this weekend, everybody. Moo and good night.